Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm Sheldon, and this is Behind the Enthusiast. Today, we're going to be talking about something that I've been putting off for quite some time. I was actually pretty hesitant to talk about it, just because the experience wasn't the greatest. Now, this is in reference to getting my custom leathers made for flat track racing, and this was a pretty big deal. I was forking out a decent amount of money, and I was doing something that was involving my brand for my channel. So everything had to be pretty much exactly the way I needed it to be, specific colors, that sort of thing. And I had my sponsor logos on there. Everything was basically ready to go. I had a lot of communications with the company, which was Moto Gear or Custom Moto Gear or Moto Gear LLC. And this company, if you check out their website, it says they're in the US. However, when I got the shipment, it said Dubai. So I ended up having to pay some import duties on that, which is pretty minor in the grand scheme of things based on my experience. Now, I did mention colors, branding, colors. I did go to college, and I wouldn't say that I actually majored, because that is a little bit too specific. It's not like I actually majored in branding, but branding was the thing that I really focused on. I loved it, coming up with the branding guidelines, that sort of thing. So from a personal standpoint, but also a professional standpoint, I was really disappointed in this experience, because after a lot of communications, sorting out my design, showing my buddies, and then being like, wow, this is going to look so awesome, or that's really cool, I ended up getting a photo and a video when it was all put together, which was a quite lengthy process. A lot of delays involved, but not necessarily on their part, a bit of both. And so the communication seemed great. Customer service, I would say that they're pretty good on that. However, the execution really let me down, because I was super excited for something. My branding colors were supposed to be used. And then when I got that photo, I was really let down. I even got a video as well to kind of confirm how it would look in the light. And they really dropped the ball on the color. We talked about it, and basically I got a reduced price. I did actually have a sale price originally, but then it got reduced even more because of the screw up. And a lot of people have said that I shouldn't even have paid for it. And yeah, I probably shouldn't have, but then I wouldn't have race leathers. And maybe it's just the nice guy in me. I didn't want to screw the guys over that were making it. So it's like, all right, you know what? Reduce the price. We agreed on it, paid the duties, whatever, not a big deal. And I got it. And because I know that it is not exactly what I wanted and what I was sending through the emails, I basically have left it sitting there. I wouldn't say it's been a year, but I got it at the end of last year, so the fall of last year. So we're pretty darn close to a full year now, just because this season hasn't gone all that well for me with my back injury. So it's been sitting there. And I've been really hesitant, I guess anxious in a way, just feeling like, oh, do I really want to open that and confirm that color is wrong? And well, today is that day, because I have to open it, and I have to find out firsthand whether or not it's actually as bad as the photos and the video showed it to be. And the most important thing, think of like all things to be concerned about the color, I also have to make sure it fits, because maybe, just maybe, I bought something that I can't even wear at all, which would be even worse. So that would add insult to injury. So I just wanted to start things off and let you guys know, be transparent about the issues that I had, and I'll come back to that later on, how I feel about the company. But yeah, the color wasn't what it was supposed to be. That wasn't what I was sending in emails. So a little bit disappointed on that. But now is the moment of truth, actually opening the package and finding out what it truly looks like. I'll probably go outside and check it out in the sun firsthand, like right in front of me. And I'll have to put on some sports underwear and take my shirt off maybe and make sure that I can slide into this thing. You know, I might keep my shirt on. I don't know. Not entirely sure. I've never put leathers on before, full racing leathers. So this will be very interesting. So let's open it up and cross our fingers. I'm gonna be very, very careful not to slice anything open unnecessarily. Now, I have no idea there's going to be any surprise stuff in this package. Like, I don't know, stickers or what have you. Now, I gotta be completely honest with you guys. Looking through my camera, it actually looks closer to the color that I wanted. However, this is definitely baby blue. I know it might not show that way at the moment, but this is baby blue. This is actually baby blue. And it looks better on the camera, which is totally messing with me personally because I like the way it looks on the camera. However, that is actually baby blue. Now, the reason I chose to actually go with a brighter blue than what this actually is, this is more of a baby blue or even a cyan. This color, the reason I went with, well, what I actually wanted, not this, which they actually made, is because of the contrast that you end up getting with the acid green or neon yellow, whatever you want to call it. And it just, they compete way too much. So my branding colors are actually based off of my helmet, which I will grab in a second, and I'll show you guys exactly what the color was supposed to be. So I'll actually compare the two colors side by side, and hopefully that'll show up a little bit better on camera for you guys. So there you go. Acid green, neon yellow, whatever you want to call it, with this blue. This is what I was supposed to get, and that is what I got. Completely different blues. This is more of a cyan, baby blue. So it doesn't look quite as nice against the neon yellow. Basically, the blue is supposed to complement the yellow, and with this, it's way too bright. So, yeah, the color is not the greatest. Looks like there's a gift code. So, I don't know, 15% off maybe? I don't know. Not entirely sure what that is, but yeah. I guess the last thing to do, I didn't realize I got these, to be completely honest. I didn't know that I was getting these. So I thought, honestly, I've never ordered custom leathers before, so I'm just being completely honest with you guys here. I don't even know what this is. BM? Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully I can figure this out because I've got this, which looks like a shoulder. This, oh boy, that actually looks more like a shoulder. I don't even know, to be completely honest. So I'm going to have to look into this a little bit more as I'm pulling all these pieces out. But I'm going to go try this on, make sure that it actually works. And then I will give you guys my final thoughts. Okay, so first things first, wearing that is, oh man, it's crazy. It's super heavy, super warm. I had to put the fan on. That that suit, honestly, this is the truth time right now. So, not gonna beat a dead horse, but outside of the color being wrong, the blue anyway, everything else looks really, really nice. The logos look pretty well done. I know for my channel logo behind the Enthusiast and my first name on the front, that one, I think it's just because it's so small. Maybe that's why. But in terms of the printed, say, black on the white for my sponsor Ironhold, that stuff turned out really, really nice. I might take that into consideration down the road if I ever need new leathers. And that's also something that you guys can take into consideration as well. Be very careful with some of the logos. I think the more complicated it is, the more tedious it becomes for Moto Gear to actually do it. So the execution on some of those smaller pieces might be a little bit rough. However, in the grand scheme of things, the numbers on the back, my last name, all of those larger pieces look really, really well put together. I think I checked it over pretty well, pretty close, and it fits so tight right now. The hump on the back, that is pressing against me just a little bit, but I think over time it'll loosen up. Generally it does. Leather does stretch just a little bit. So I don't really know how that break-in process is going to be for me, but whew, that was a tight fit. It's going to take some getting used to. And again, color aside, the quality seems really good. And again, I can't stress this enough. This is my first custom leather race suit ever. I haven't really seen a whole lot of them up close and personal, but I'm pretty happy with it, all things considered. You know, it went from a super exciting experience, you know, really hyped up, to really gutted, really down, to relatively excited again. So again, I wasn't too happy with it, and they, you know, credit to them for working with me on the price. So I think overall, considering what I got, I think it's pretty good. So the quality, if you guys have any questions about the quality or finish or fit or anything like that for me, please leave a comment down below. Basically, I will answer any of your questions, and after I actually get to wear it while racing, I will let you guys know how the fit changes. I know the collar was a hair tight as well, and that back hump was pressing a little bit. But other than that, it did seem to fit pretty spot on, which leathers are supposed to, right? I mean, you're not supposed to be wearing leathers for mobility, so I'm pretty sure it is exactly the way it's meant to be worn and designed. And I think those inserts, I don't think I'm going to be able to squeeze those in. It's just a little bit too tight. If it loosens up a little bit, maybe I'll put, I don't know, maybe the hip ones in or the shoulder ones in, but the elbow ones in, maybe. But I think it's going to be a little bit of a tight squeeze, so I don't anticipate using them, unfortunately. But I do have some padded shorts that I normally wear with my regular setup, so I could wear those, and that should help a little bit. But leathers are basically supposed to help you slide. I think that's kind of the whole point. And yeah, this actually turned out better than I thought it would. I thought I was going to open that box, try it on, and just be really disappointed, and I definitely wasn't. So slightly disappointed, but not really disappointed. So Moto Gear, you did good. And maybe just change your process for confirmation on colors with the customers. That's probably the only thing that I recommend. Just take that extra step, make sure everything is absolutely perfect, and you would have a perfect product. So I think you guys are probably wondering right now, this might come as a little bit of an early answer, but you're probably wondering would I recommend them? Based on what I've seen, aside from that hiccup with color, I would say yes. I would recommend them. Just, again, do your due diligence. Don't be too complicated with the logos. I think that might be asking a little bit too much just because of how small the material has to be. So be very mindful of that. You know, try to simplify your logos for your name on the front, the sponsor logos, that sort of thing. And I think as long as you simplify it maybe just a little bit more than I did, you'll probably end up being a lot more satisfied with the overall outcome of it. And in terms of measurements, definitely don't screw around with the measurements. I measured that, like, there's a sheet that you fill out, and I measured twice, maybe even 3 times, every single measurement. I made sure that they were all accurate, and it definitely shows because that thing is literally fit exactly for me and pretty much no one else. So yeah, overall, pretty good. Pretty good outcome, I would say. So if you guys like this video, make sure to smash that like button so I know that it's working. If you guys have any comments or questions, again, leave them down below for me. And this is the beginning of something new. This signals half miles. Yes, I can officially race half miles. I have a full face helmet. I have my custom leathers, and I'm ready to rock. And that is going to be quite the big step, moving up to a half mile from the short tracks, which I believe are an 1/8 mile. So I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm ready. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Be sure to subscribe so you guys don't miss out on future content, and I will catch you guys in the next one.